those things back out.
Well, but now we have people just throwing trash on the street. I'm picking it up all the time.
I am too, every time I go down there, I'm picking it up.
That's y'all's call.
I mean, I would rather have a barrel that they can put trash in and, because yesterday we were doing some free stuff for painting at the tasting room, and city employees came and said they were supposed to be picking up the trash, and we're like, what's the trash? We don't have any barrels.
Well, I'll say, we have the attorney's opinion and interpretation. The council could decide to do the donations anyway. And wait and see if anybody complains and take it
We
to
still
court.
have,
We still have those barrels though, right?
we still have the other ones.
So they cover the donations if they're surplus?
Is park, here's my thing, is not walking around downtown.
It's
Consider park. I think it is recreation.
Oh, we do have a little park there, you can go
We
somewhere.
do
What
have that at the garden club.
Yeah.
So we just need a resolution establishing the downtown as a park trail area.
That might do it.
Downtown historic walk.
Definitely historic. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Okay, that was one question for us.
I honestly, I mean, I think it's a narrow margin as to what is recreation. And if you're leisurely shopping downtown, could that not be considered recreation?
Well, and we still have the AG opinion to pursue.
And we found nobody yet to file
The
that.
county DA will not do it?
Oh, she's talked to the county attorney.
Oh, okay. They,
Yeah.
the AG's website says that they can submit one for us.
Yeah. I mean, she asked the county auditor, and no response from that, and then I think she reached out to,
TML also has a resolution, process where we can submit resolutions as TML members for legislative change that they will back as TML. And we need a legislative bill that will explicitly give general law cities unambiguous ability to accept donations on behalf of city budget and revenue.
how absurd that a home rule city can, but we can't.
Exactly.
Well, and the counties can, but at the same time, it is expressly stated in
Exactly.
the
And that's the
verbiage.
whole thing is, that's the opinion of the attorney is, it doesn't, it's not expressly stated you can't, other than Parks and
I
Recreation.
know, but it does say expressed or implied, and I would say that the implied is pretty strong as far as just history of government in
As a whole.
perpetuity, yeah.
Dumpster to have come down, yeah, or,
Miss Jennifer's at lunch.
just,
Can you call Messer Fort, the
Where's-
actual office, and then ask
I don't have
for
that number.
Or
anybody?
TML. Call TML legal services and
Yeah, you have that
see what
number?
they suggest in lieu
TML
of
legal?
city attorneys being available.
because I just know that's on. It's coming together, coming together.
So I don't think we can officially have a meeting without a quorum, even if it is a workshop.
I don't think we can either. What?
Not especially to be in the same facility.
Where is she?
Well, what I'm saying, if we don't have a quorum, I don't know if we can have a workshop.
Yeah.
Why don't you try to call Valerie?
Really don't think we're fine with working.
Here's General Counsel, Legal Services is 512.
No.
231.
Do we think we're gonna
7400.
go past 5 o'clock?
There's a probability.
You'll have to ask for legal.
I don't know, right now we're on track, but
Because I don't have the time to cover this. I mean, I do, but I don't. Does that make sense? Because I have to have surgery and I have to count for that. And myself do it. Yeah, it's kind of one of those things I don't want to do, but okay. Who opened lunch?
I guess they're all at lunch.
When do you have to leave?
Well, technically, I only get an hour for lunch, and I just told them it was
I do
gonna
not have
take me longer than that. But I did not think it was gonna be all day.
So, you got 30 minutes?
It's gonna be longer than that, because I took an early lunch. so-
Well, let's just call it back under order, and then we'll just keep going, and then you leave if you leave, and we'll just figure out what we need to do. To meet our timeline for legislative requirements, we will make this budget available next Monday for public inspection. We still have a workshop after that, we can make adjustments,
Right.
but it has to be made available for public inspection on the 18th for us to meet our timelines correctly. So we will, what we work out today, it's imperative that everyone knows, will be published for public.
Still go by Christian or Alex.
Alex.
Okay, so next up we have,
Coming in at, right, 12:32. I'm gonna keep looking, so y'all, for phone numbers.
next up we have library.
Do you have a salary worksheet?
It's there, can't you see it?
I can see it.
I don't even know where you're at here.
Page 6.
Page 6.
We're in Whitney, Mayor.
I labeled mine at the bottom.
Did you?
You want this, Christie, or?
That's fine too, but no, the actual salary worksheet, which I think I sent to you in email, if you have it. If not, I can just talk through it. That's fine. You can leave that there. Billy, that one was fine. It's enough of an explanation. Okay, you guys ready? So what you'll see first in library under salaries is an increase of just over $25,000. Now, don't be alarmed. That is not a change in salaries related to anything specific other than we had staffers historically under the library that were falling under contracted services. These staffers, or the term contracted services employees, do not meet the legal definition of contractors. They meet the legal definition of employees, so we need to move them from contracted services, and we are moving them from contracted services into salary. So that is the difference there. So if you were to glance down at contracted services, or when we get there, you'll see the difference. Here, this includes $52,500, including the COLA increase for the director. First part-time employee, $18,096. An increase for the second part-time employee to bring that staffer to the same hourly rate as the other non-student staffers already in the payroll system. And then 2 other part-time employees. All staffers other than director are part-time employees and do not impact the health insurance. The only other thing that you will see a change in related to this salary is we have one staffer who works more than 1,000 hours a year, who does need to be moved on to TMRS, the retirement system, and so we have accounted for that as well in the retirement when we get to that one. Next, we have nothing in overtime, nothing in longevity pay. No library staffers are eligible for 2025 for longevity pay. The Social Security and Workforce Commission numbers, I don't know, Christy, Billy, if you need to speak to that, it's the same across the other.
So you take 7.65.
Expendable supplies. In expendable supplies, This is a public building which has a lot of public persons coming and going, and as a result, paper goods are quite frequently used at a much higher rate than some of the other buildings. So you would see paper goods, cleaning supplies, and things of that nature in that bucket. Office supplies, the request is to remain the same as this current year. That falls under copier paper, general office supplies, bookends, things of that nature. Then moving down to health insurance, you'll see the note there that the health insurance increase is for one full-time employee, same as all of the other departments. I've put in a request for a repairs and maintenance amount because we have a need for some replacement light bulbs for the light fixtures, and two of the ADA, or the two ADA toilets, one in each of the restrooms, need to be reseated. Contracted services, there you'll see the difference that I mentioned. Where are we? Yeah, line item 14, contracted services, reduced down to $6,900. What falls under contracted services here is the cleaning person, some detail lawn services, because it's such a large area and there's a lot of additional weed eating and things of that nature to be taken care of, and then the fire extinguisher maintenance, which I think was mentioned earlier in one of the other buckets. Utilities, this number here will need to be adjusted as the other ones regarding IT services. This current number of 9,123, there you go, includes at this moment the cell phones, the internet, the phones for the office. I believe what will only go under here will be the electricity. On speaking about the internet, I want to remind that the library receives an 80% discount because you all approved applying for the E-rate discount from USAC, and that has begun to apply to our invoices now.
So I'll go in and make the needed changes to cover that.
And then we'll be able to look at those next session. Nothing under auto expenses, miscellaneous professional services. There has previously been a budget for uniforms, $250 in prior years. There's no need for uniform budget for the library. Under dues and subscriptions, just a little conversation on this one briefly. The current items under dues and subscriptions are the Apollo biblionic system, so that is the system for checking in and out books, reserves, the catalog. That is $1,210 per year. In prior years, we've had the CTLS large print membership, and that is $668 a year. Texas Library Association membership for the director, $181 a year. Tech Share, $57 a year. A GoDaddy Vanity URL for the library. That's the WhitneyLibrary.org. That one also falls under there. And then there's a system called Cloud, which is actually our website hosting. And I just wanted to call out that that is paid for by the Texas State Library and Archives Commission. That's not a cost to the city, but I did have it listed there because web hosting is one of the things that is under the library budget, but that is covered by TESLAC. Library books, the budget there, $6,000. Under rentals, you'll see a change. That is, there you go, thank you, line item 24 here. That is the copier. Historically, the copier has been under contracted services as well. For this budget year it is, and we need to properly categorize that under rentals. The retirement, that is the director and one part-time employee that works that over 1,000 hours a year. Children's programs and summer reading programs. Historically, those were two separate numbers, the $300 for children's program and the $400 for summer reading program. it just seemed reasonable to me to combine that into one and call it all children's programs. And then further down under IT repair and maintenance, what was here and will be adjusted are the G3 licenses for the 3 staff workstations, Microsoft licenses. Ben has those accounted for in that IT spreadsheet as well, along with those other things we previously mentioned.
So this is gonna change
Yes.
Yes, that'll change.
based off the spreadsheet Ben just provided, that's the accurate number, and that moves the Verizon into IT, R&M, and out of utilities.
So one thing that the group needs to understand is that the computer equipment that is included in this is staff utilized devices, does not include the publicly available equipment. At some point, we need to start thinking about those devices, and there are some minimal things that need to be taken care of. They don't fit into our security model. They're being secured. Everything is secured by dark trace. Below that, there's nothing. Those machines are wide open. Sorry.
So, to clarify, those devices that are the publicly utilized devices have historically been funded by grants, the purchase thereof, and Ben speaking about securing them, having them on the Wi-Fi, that's an additional piece. So those devices are at end of life. As you all know, the Windows systems are not being supported going forward. Did you say there was a
We
new
have
date?
another, so Microsoft has extended it, but just into mid next year.
A temporary extension for support for those Windows devices. They will need to be replaced sooner than later because they will not be receiving security updates and support patches, those types of things going forward. I do have that on my radar for grant fund request.
So one of the things I want to point out is Christy has mentioned before that in order for us to have accreditation and
Yeah, I'll talk about that.
Yeah, please do.
So in order for the library to receive accreditation, the city has to provide a minimum maintenance of effort. For this funding year, budget year, that minimum maintenance of effort is $101,513. You'll see it in red up there on the spreadsheet. If the library is not accredited, then the library is not eligible for quite a few grants, most grants. So it's a bit of a balancing act between budgeting for the library and the city and library partnership. It's a bit of a balancing act to budget that maintenance of effort and keep the library eligible to apply for the grants that would take some of the burden off of the city. So I just wanted to call that out as well.
Anybody have any questions, comments, concerns?
This is the part that I know I'm gonna sound like a shrew on, but, I know we're already facing a lot of budget constraints. I love the library. I was on the library board in Red Oak. I get it. We know we've got to get the tax rate down. And as much value as the library brings outside infrastructure, it's still not key infrastructure just to keep the city running. What do we know about, I know, and unlike the other areas, we have a nonprofit set up with the library to handle a lot of the expenses. What's the Library Foundation's expenses and budget right now as far as how much they could meet to get the city's MOE?
Maintenance of effort.
Maintenance, yeah. MOE down to 101?
Sure, good question. So the difference between this proposed budget, which you see there, which is a little updated from what I have on my printout because of these IT conversations that we were just having. So that number is 158,000. The maintenance of effort is 101 change. We'll just round those two. So that's a $57,000 difference. As far as what that would be, it really falls into the conversation about the agreement that the city made with the library foundation.
Right,
And-
which was the next thing. When I was
Mhm.
reading that agreement, it doesn't really list numbers, but
Right.
it does say that the foundation would provide budget documents as far as how we can work together with them.
Right.
So would we be able to get those budget documents from them so we can kind of discuss this a little bit deeper?
So yes, so there's plenty of conversation to be had around that. Is there room, potentially, of course, for anything? The library is one of those spaces where the community can donate.
Right.
And the community can donate lots of different things. The
Right.
community can donate those computers. The community can donate money. The community can offer to fund lots of different things. So there is a huge opportunity for the burden to be taken off of the city in terms of that difference between that $101,000 and change and this budgeted amount. So I took a couple of things into consideration, and when I just took out, well, let me pause for a second. There is in that agreement a statement that the city will handle, will maintain, will be responsible for certain items.
Right.
So there is an onus on the city for that agreement to be maintained, right? There is also, in talking about the library, a timeline on there if the city decided to not fund the library going forward. So there is, and I know you're familiar with it, I believe it's 12 months, and I don't know if you have it handy, I didn't bring it with me, but I'll bring it for the next one so we can talk about it. But it's a 12-month period. So there are plenty of options around supporting the library or not choosing to continue with that going forward. So can the Library Foundation use some of that funding? Yes, there is some of that can be done. So when I put this together, I put together a couple of different options. And if you took off all of the things like, I'll just give you some examples. Dues and subscriptions, the children's programs, just throwing a couple out here. Little bit, maybe a portion of the repairs and maintenance. You could move this budget around by $17,000 to $18,000 if the foundation were able, willing, and I'm not speaking for the foundation. I'm not part of the foundation.
Right.
I'm the intermediary between the city and the foundation. So there's some flex in there. That being said, there's not a steady revenue stream at all that comes into that. It's wholly supported by donations. So that's something that, you know, the community would need to be able to step up and support.
Right.
So does that answer the question?
It does. I would love to hear more from the foundation and get their documents on record.
Yeah.
For the city and the public.
Mm-hmm. So the foundation is renewing themselves, so which is very exciting, and I'll speak to them and see where we can go with that.
So I just plugged a couple numbers just into the calculator real quick. If we took so obviously the largest expense here is salary,
Mm-hmm.
all the things that come associated with salaries. And in that agreement, I believe it says the city will staff the library, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Staff and maintain.
Mhm.
I think that's not exact language, but really good, close synopsis there.
Right.
If
A
you
good
took
summary.
all the other things that I think as Christy was trying to speak to, that amount's really minimal. So office supplies, expendable supplies, the library reading program, and even the books, and we're talking $10,000.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a very small number. If you took out all of those, what might be considered ancillary services, other than keeping on the lights and keeping people in the building, You might wanna keep the roof from falling in. I mean, those kinds of things. If you took off any of those other things besides that, you still would hit the maintenance of effort, just basically with salaries alone, even if you were to do any sort of reduction in that salary space, because the bulk of the employees are part-time, there's not a lot of funding there.
Yeah, the agreement on number 4 says, in consideration for such services mentioned above, the city agrees to budget each year an amount of funds to be determined annually by the city council. The appropriation will be based upon a budget submitted to the city by the library in accordance with requirements set by the city.
Exactly. Thank you for having that handy, because you have your computer and I don't.
You know?
Hey, what do you have in contracted services? I can't remember.
Right now,
Since we moved on,
today,
yeah.
contracted services is the cleaning person and some additional, detailed yard maintenance. Because we're talking almost, I think it's almost 2 acres, an acre and 3/4, and there is a significant amount of, weed eating around the easements, down in the gullies, keeping those trees cleaned up around the bottoms to keep this a safe environment. So that's an expenditure that I've placed in contracted services. You'll remember how brushy and overgrown the trees were and the dangerous environment that we had out back. So in order to maintain the level that the Library Foundation funded, I have paid for some very detailed additional.
And I want to just ask real quick and make a point, because I know this question just recently came up, that all the fence work and all that cleaning and all the things that you've done, to include the awning that was installed, was all paid for by the foundation.
Yeah, that's a good question. So, and something I have on my comments for this later this month. Every single improvement that you see at the library today, removing all of the rocks, cleaning up all of the trees out front, adding in the fencing, the painting of the cupola, the painting of the storage unit, the fencing along the back, the survey of the property, the caulking of the driveway, the power washing. I know I'm forgetting something. Everything that you can see out there that's been an upgrade to the library was done by the Lake Whitney Library Foundation in excess of $75,000.
The only thing that the city's really gone over or made an expenditure on at the library this year were the cameras.
That's correct. Over and above the budget approved last year, yes.
And number 6 does say, it is agreed and understood by and between the contracting parties that all expenses, bills, and accounts incurred in the operation, purchasing, and all accounts incident to the library shall be paid by the city from the library's budgeted account. But we've also got number 5, the library agrees to provide the city with an annual financial statement of the accounts of the library, and that's the foundation, showing both income and expenditures, and shall make available to the city any other reports of the financial condition of the library as may be required by the city.
Right.
This is a pretty simple 2-page document, and it covers, at this point, over $100,000. And it was written in 2014.
Right.
I would like to encourage the city at some point to revisit this and maybe give a little bit more ability to manipulate the budgets and review that. But at this point, I would really like to see this number 5 with more information in collaboration with the foundation.
Yeah, that's actually a very valid point, one that I've already brought up to our legal team. I believe there's an opportunity to revisit this. You're right, it's 11 years old, or going on 11 years old, right? Just the same as that building is, which people are always surprised that it's 11 years old, but this is going on 11 years old, and we need to ensure that we have all of the ordinances and items related to that and related to the library in the most current state. So we have asked for a review of that. And we should have that by the end of this month, is the commitment that we were given.
Hopefully.
And ideally, I still want the city to be able to accept the donations so that we can have the donations of 101,000 to meet that can be used for the library.
Wouldn't that be awesome?
I think
Wouldn't
so.
that be awesome?
I think so.
Best case scenario is that we would be able to get grants and things of that nature that would go into supporting this $101,000 burden
Yes.
of running the library, just the general maintenance of it.
Yes.
Okay, any more comments, questions, concerns, with the library budget? Has Jennifer called back yet?
I don't have Hunter's number, but I did email him, so haven't known that back.
Nothing from TML either?
No.
Anybody have anything else for Christie? With the seat? That Christie?
You done with me?
Thank you, Christie.
Thank you, Christie.
Library budget, as it stands right now, is 158,000. How did I come up with that number? Hold on.
You added in the IT stuff.
No, I combined two line items. 527.62. All right, next up, fire department.
Do you have a jacket?
Very cold.
I'm freezing. But I'm,
It's kind of
I'm over here sweating.
look at my hair.
I do have a jacket in there if you want. I'll make it good.
Because, I mean, if you're hot, I'm okay if you just let me borrow a jacket. You can turn the fan back on. There you go.
Just see if you can hang it up on that rack there. Okay, let me get out of this real quick. I need to remind, I've got to change the IT.
Y'all have been having it, morning.
This is almost every day.
Okay, I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's okay.
I need to change that.
Do you need to go?
Hmm.
Do you need to
Daniel,
go?
will take this one?
Yeah.
I think Waylon and Daniel are running around somewhere too.
IT maintenance needs to change, as well as, what was the other one that we made a change to? Utilities, correct?
Yes.
Everything else remained the same?
Yes.
What?
Yes. She says if I'm off full cookie.
The utilities went up on my end. That can't be right. What did you have plugged in on yours, Christie, on utilities?
Stand by.
Because I need to subtract the, Verizon from that.
For utilities, 9123 dot 00.
9123.
Mm-hmm.
And the Verizon was,
I think 989 is what he had.
119610. So that moves our, oh, it's there. 7927. Okay, so that makes our library budget. Let me make sure the numbers match up here. So what everybody has, 158, 527.62. Is that what I just said?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, fire departments.
Ding dong.
Ding dong. All right. We've pretty much tried to stay the same on the fire side. Salaries, with the 77,250. Social Security and all that, workman's comp. On the, maintenance and repairs, we'll put that at 2,000, just to fix stuff that's going, possible break and stuff like that. Contracted services was 5,000. So we actually, I think, decreased that from 8,000. Contracted services would be, we have to, for our ISO, which we're in the process of doing a new ISO ready, we have to have our pump tested annually, and also contracted services with the fire extinguisher maintenance. And I think that was it on the contracted services. Utilities, we did go up a little bit, because under the utility line item, we are already 114%, so we did increase that a little bit, so like it was every department on utilities. Fuel expensive, we've actually done pretty good, but like I said, we're just to get into our dry season, so that might go up a little bit. We financed, or we budgeted at 6,000. So we actually brought that down as well.
I'll finish it for you. I'll finish it.
Okay.
All
I'll be back.
right, all right. We ready to carry on?
Fuel expense, so we budgeted 7,500 last year and we reduced that to 6,000 this year. Utilities, he said he went up on because we're at 114% of that. Auto expense is budgeted at 20,000 last year, already at 15%, 15,000 rather, or 77%. So felt pretty reasonable with leaving that at 20. I did have just so y'all know, I recently had a conversation with Director of Emergency Services about the fire department starting to be able to fund itself. It's one of the reasons that we transferred a lot of the stuff back to the volunteer side. This salary is the Director of Emergency Services salary with a 3% raise. That's just him. There's nobody else in that salary. As we continue to separate ourselves back away from allowing the volunteers to be volunteers, you should start seeing the city's commitment to that potentially going down. But right now, we're still in that process of funding, so that's what a lot of this is
So
here.
the 20,000 auto expenses for what?
For the maintenance of the vehicles,
Okay,
of
that's
the
what I
fire
was-
trucks.
Cause I didn't, cause I thought they had a maintenance, but that's different, right?
Yeah, R&M, repairs and maintenance, that's mainly for,
Building.
like anything inside the buildings or things like that. The auto expense is specifically for the vehicles. Well, call Valerie or call somebody.
We'll
Jason
tie
can't-
you up.
Jason can't be here.
Shall we go pick up
Just a
Valerie?
second?
Should we have a break? Should we take a
Yeah, what
recess?
time do you have to be back? At 1?
Oh, honey, I'm supposed to be back already. That's why I'm saying.
I don't know
need
if
to-
Valerie's at home. I'll do a break at 1:04.
We need to call a recess, thank you. 104.
Who's on duty, Sam?
Do you guys need a lunch break? You want to eat?
I will do one, but I'll take one. I'm gonna have Sam go by and see if Valerie's there.
Do you want to do an hour? Or
Might
what?
as well. Up to you. How far are we on the?
We don't have
agenda?
too much, we're actually ahead of schedule. We have a high probability of getting out of here sooner if we just stay on track.
So
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying, is it like.
I mean, I have us scheduled here till
There's
6
no-
o'clock, but we didn't do that last year.
Yeah.
So, let me just write down something real quick. we're in recess, so technically we can't really talk about it, but.
As if we can get Valerie, then I can, Sam didn't call, didn't answer. I'm gonna go down there right quick.
Well,
He may be at lunch too.
Who's saying?
Oh, wait, someone's down there.
You know, the reason why I'm asking is if I have to stay, then I say no lunch, I'm sorry. Yes, because I'll through it, because this is gonna affect me, but that's okay, I'll work it out, it's not a big deal.
Would you ever go see if she's there or not? Or have Sam drive by?
Yeah, I have some,
Okay.
yeah.
Since he's not answering. Maybe get lost.
I mean, the
What I'm
afternoon is
concerned
not a
about
big
is
deal,
why one is a
because
city council member, if it's not a county board.
you have Jason about it.
Well, I know we heard from Jason.
Yeah.
We know it. We knew.
Yeah.
What I don't think we know is what or why. I know that Christie sent several emails to remind us throughout the last week.
Sorry, I'm trying to.
For the volunteers for like water and stuff like that.
Sam's running over there.
I want to say
Sam's running over there.
Thank you, Senator. You're talking about Senator.
I said, if she's not there, call us. If you want to go to the house. I don't know who his deal is with.
The former city council member is gonna sub? Is that
Valerie.
Oh, she is?
Well, no, Sam's gonna go see if she's around.
To where those donations are coming from, that's where I'm like, where is, I don't know. I mean, I'm really like, in just, let's get social.
I mean,
You know, a lot of it's gonna be from tri-segregated. It's like the state wants to, well, water projects. And so I think
yeah.
before, to see how they would maybe jump in with, local water. Especially since it impacts an entire lake and river.
There's a lot of communities around the community. So when I listen to these, I really didn't have anything with them.
I think the phone is working.
From the actual town.
Correct. It has to come from other organizations who are already doing outreach to other communities. But we have to have a place for that money to land
Interesting.
in order to get that.
Interesting.
So, I don't know, it's like, most of your capital fundraisers are people from all over who just like to see something happening in an economically depressed area.
Benefactors.
Exactly.
Large. Not even large.
Well, it's not easy.
New
It's just-
town. Benefactors.
And yeah, I have no delusion that that's an
Yes.
easy thing to find.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's still a lot of work. It's just foundationally different premise from the taxes.
I know.
44,207.
Well, that makes sense.
I was telling somebody the other day, you know, being in America kind of sucks because I'm not
So
calling.
that should equal.
This one's not called her.
Just a personal conversation. That time wasn't really off. I don't think. I think this, it's a thing outside the box. The approach is different. And somebody agree with that. Maybe because it's very in your face. But there's a balance to being,
For me, I would break it down to
It's just a yes, that's
You
it.
know, just talking to
He doesn't feel like it.
No, ma'am, no, you can't do that.
You know, it's just a,
I'm sorry.
in other venues, it certainly, you know.
We're doing, I feel much better now.
Got warm.
Yeah.
I didn't know whether it smelled like smoke or not.
I don't care.
You got enough links in the sleeves, you can pull your hands in.
Exactly. I mean, the wax actually goes around me and everything. I'm like excited.
That's how technology
It does.
I'm always hot wherever I go.
Not me.
The opposite.
Yes, sir.
oh,
You need visibility.
Okay, is it right there?
Thank you.
All right, thank you for checking. Bye.
No?
Not coming to the door. Okay.
When's the last time anybody's seen her?
I saw,
I
I
feel
saw
like
her
we-
yesterday,
Okay.
cause they drove by and they honked and waved at me. Cause she lives right by me.
Okay, well, I haven't seen her on. this is the
Okay,
last meeting.
let me just get a hold of my boss real quick.
Give me a
And
call.
when you send out a
Huh?
reminder to all of us, you didn't hear anything.
Don't wanna say that.
I'm saying, I'm gonna use my volunteer hours, please. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
tell him you'll bring him a bag of chips.
Yeah.
And a cookie. Cookie will make it better.
I'll make it two. One for each hand.
There you go.
Where is our community development at?
Oh, sorry?
There it is. Okay, I'm just going back and making sure that everything that we've talked about, I've changed. And,
Your glasses are.
I just keep squinting.
I know, I wanted to go sit up there.
Mm-hmm.
I keep my eye on y'all.
I tried my old glasses the other day and they didn't help any.
I just got the text from the eye doctor, your new glasses are in. I actually got these in January. They don't, they don't fit.
what if we can't make any decisions right now because we're still in recess, but what if we only work through the general revenue today, work on water exclusively next time?
That'd be good.
That'll get us a lot quicker. I wanna tell you right now, we already have a $40,000 deficit we can figure out today. As it stands right now. Which, I'm gonna tell you, last year we had a $480,000 deficit at this point, so.
I think we're doing good.
We are doing awesome. Last year sucked.
So on that topic, just, my question is, can we ask questions or can we make suggestions in our own spaces to say,
I think whenever it comes time to what we need to cut, then yes, absolutely.
and does that conversation happen this afternoon?
Yes, it does.
Okay, that's what I needed to know.
Today, we have to have a balanced budget. If the council's comfortable with the revenue numbers that we've projected, then we need to kind of,
I'm pretty much never going to object to somebody jumping up with information. Just saying.
and especially when it comes to cutting some numbers, because, you know, we've made a significant improvement
Last year was a freaking
on the way we budgeted last year.
Thank you. This is my first budget workshop.
Mine too.
I would really like Robert to be here though, because we need to discuss fire department and EMS. All right, library, I'm gonna confirm that all my changes.
Since Chris is Public Works and Parker in General Fund, he could actually start
Yeah.
with that and then put
Figure out
Robert
what-
back through.
Where's my freaking okay, I made those adjustments. Changed IT and library, and we changed utilities. Those were the only two changes we made. And that number came out to 158, 527. Okay, we're good to go. All right, as soon as, we figure out what's happening with the council, we'll just have you go next.
Did Jen send an updated spreadsheet with those other numbers? Cause this
Yes.
printed one.
Oh, is the printed one wrong?
I
He
don't know,
brought in the
that's what I'm
second
asking.
one.
Oh, I don't think I have the second printed.
The only thing that's still not on the second one is 5, but I think everything else is on there, so.
Thank you.
guess he's lunch too.
We'll come back in at 1:15. We're gonna move over to Public Works and come back to Fire Department.
So we'll do the streets
What page
first.
is- what page is it?
Streets first?
Page 3.
Page 3, where's that?
It's at the top left.
That's page 3.
Oh, see, pages should be over here, ma'am.
Well, tell the computer that.
That's fine, I got it.
Go for it, Chris.
Gotcha, thank you.
Okay.
I think I already know how to fix this. I already know where it's
Rip it
going
in
from.
half.
I don't like it, but it's gonna have to happen.
You figure it out just sitting there?
Man.
I've always, before things get started, I've always wondered why we didn't have one of those, I call them sickles, why we don't have one.
I wonder why we don't burn sage in this place every single
A
day.
side?
A side, yeah.
What is it called?
The side?
Oh, I call it sickle.
Well, sickle's the,
Okay,
Yeah.
at the next city
Brown.
council meeting, we'll all wear our Grim Reaper costumes, and we'll just stand there.
don't tempt me with a good time.
Get ready.
I'll bring both the katanas and, yeah. Okay, so Public Works Streets, so, I want to, before we start, say that, streets, okay, let's go back in time. Before I became into my position, a lot of the things that are now funded in the general fund were funded by our water department. Because the water department generally has a higher revenue stream with less expenditures than does general fund. Which is one of the main reasons our water infrastructure is in terrible shape. Because it's never been able to have a surplus to fund things. So 2 years ago, we made the commitment to take a lot of that stuff out of water
Yes,
and put back in the general fund.
yes.
So, with that being said, you're gonna start seeing things in streets and parks that have not necessarily been funded in the general fund because those things have been funded out of the water department. So, that's why you're gonna see things like salaries in streets change, and salaries in parks change, and things like that. Chris?
All right, for salaries for last year, we had $0. This year, I have 2 employees in there for a total of 70,500. Dope, my number's wrong. 64,272. I think I have the wrong sheet.
Hang on, let me make sure, let me pull up the, yeah, it should be 64,272.
64,272. I have 7512 here for
So
some
we got it
reason.
figured in at 13%.
That's on our, is that 13? We changed that on our Excel sheet, so didn't we?
I think Billy changed on his.
64,272.
That didn't change everybody's? Okay. So 64,272, that covers 2 employees, those are 2 of my newer guys, basically starting out at $15 an hour. Previous years, we had 0 last year. Year before then, we had 1 employee in there, which 2 people still cutting it shy for road repairs. Overtime. This year we accounted for $1,200. Last year was 0. Longevity pay was 0. Certification pay, we allowed for $2,000, which would be 1 certification per individual. Last year we had 0. We have Social Security, Medicare, workers' comp. Still need to put a number in that one.
So I think we can wrap this up and get really expeditious with this to say we have salaries and everything that's associated with salaries for 2 employees plugged into this
Yeah.
salary that were not there last year.
Let's speed through that.
What you also need to pay attention to there, because that also includes health insurance.
Yeah.
The big things that are gonna change that you can kind of see here is the R&M. So instead of us going through the actual,
Break
whatever,
the R&M.
that's what that is. Let's talk about R&M and why you have it at 32.5.
Sitting at 32.5, we've always had, even last year, we had 27,000 budgeted for R&M, which one road is way over $27,000, as we've seen in that road report we've had done. Usually, from what I've seen so far, you're looking to redo a road, get it up to specifications, you're looking at about 30 to 60,000 a block. So this basically just covers our cold mix, replacing stop signs that people run over, posts, and that kind of stuff.
So your R&M, cold mix, road base,
Street signs.
street signs, parks, play, children at play signs,
Yeah.
We need one.
those kinds of
School
things.
zones, parking curbs if they're needed. Which, I know this year our cold mix, we usually get 20 yards at a time, and it runs about $4,500 a load.
Wow.
So we go through that fairly quick.
Alright, what else do we have there? Inspections, 20,000, that is, Christie, what's the inspections?
That's, anybody that comes in to pay a permit fee that requires inspections, that's where we pay their inspections out of. It's actually a wash, because what they pay into us to have the inspection done, turn around and goes out to the inspection company. There is no.
It's a
profit
pass-through.
there. Yes, it's a pass-through.
So where does the $20,000 inspection on the expenditure side find itself on the revenue side?
On the revenue side, it is on the first page where revenue is, it's 010041.
Okay, so you can see right here on council, this is the revenue side I have up there. So that's the inbound side of the pass-through, and here's the expenditure side of the pass-through on the streets. Right there. So it's a move line
It's
item.
just,
In and out.
You have to account for it on the inside and the out, so.
right.
Okay, so that's streets for a total of 149, 158, is that what you have?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you a question.
Mine is a little different in here, just because
I know that you put 2 employees in this, and knowing that we have a surplus in water, would it be possible to reduce this in streets down to 1 employee, since technically right now, our Public Works Department is not departmentalized?
we could do one.
That'll make up for our budget shortfall.
Put it in another department.
Just moving back to water, because previously that's what we've done is, if it's shortly, just seeing as we're pretty much all one department, we just move.
But this at least gets us a start with at least one in Public Works coming out.
Yeah, it at least puts 1 out of water into streets, and then we
Right.
can look to expand as
Next year.
the year, as the department continues to departmentalize. Because ultimately, what we would like to see the city have, a parks department,
Right.
a streets department, a public works water department.
Yeah.
We're making baby steps towards that. But maybe for this year, we don't put 2 in streets,
Just do one.
One.
and we do 1 that starts that process. And I'm telling you right now, that's gonna more than make up our shortfall.
I gotta tell you, Billy, this solution is just not quite as grim reaperish as I would.
Well, it's not to everybody else.
Well,
On the water side.
well, I'll
The
tell you.
water side, yeah.
Initially, my mind went to parks, but I decided to leave that guy in there. So.
No, parks, you definitely.
Yeah, I think we-
Well, and that does go back to how will this impact the water side?
Well, I already know just based off of preliminary numbers that we have a surplus. So this
For
is
how long?
Not enough, but
Right.
we actually
It's,
we're gonna have some good things
It's
to talk
iffy.
about when it comes to parks.
Well, and I like the fact that we wanna take baby steps, and again, I wanna retain you guys that are here, because y'all are gonna help us with this progression, not just this year, but next year and the year after. And at least like Ben, where you're going to be passing the torch to somebody else and they're informed about what's been happening.
Yeah.
Well, that's what Chris was just telling me, that,
Yes,
you know, they've checked
yes.
the pay scale for other smaller cities like we are, and we're well below what everybody else is, so.
it's like $2 and change or something like that, so.
But we love you.
Of course, I'm still here. I ain't going anywhere.
Okay, so why don't we run the numbers real quick, what that looks like, and reducing that down to 1.
We can just probably copy the parks department. Might be quicker. Actually, that's got Jared in it, so copying that one, that'll get us close.
Is his pay any different than anybody else's?
Jared is a little bit higher just because he started 1 year after, so he's got an extra 40 cents, I think.
And his certification?
He's got, animal control.
Yeah, and he gets that?
Yeah.
Okay. Just wanna make sure. Excuse me. I didn't doubt that you didn't do it.
Excuse me,
Peace of mind.
Hold your breath underwater.
because I ate too fast.
I'm not sure how he feels about snakes, but.
Oh my God.
Nope.
We'll handle that.
They call them nope ropes for a reason. All right, so that reduces our street budget down to 112,851. And we were just at what, 158?
Yeah, 158.
All right, parks. Anybody have any questions about streets? Is there anything that you would like to say, see put in here, change while we're talking about it? Good?
Well, I guess the street assessment is a different discussion.
Well, yeah.
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 Yeah, so one of the things that we talked about with the engineer last week, just so everybody understands, he said there's just not a lot of buckets to dip into for streets outside of our own funding.
Okay.
So this is where those conversations that we had before about how do we want to pay for it? Do we want to start trying to get the 1/3 thing going, the 2/3 with the citizens, the city putting in a third? These are conversations that are going to have to take place. Because he said that while there are things we can do, like when we do our water and sewer upgrades, and we have to go into a street to do that, then that street replacement can be part of that funding. So, but when it comes to outright funding options for streets, there's just not a lot out there. So we will need a plan, because what used to take place is every quarter, was it, that we took a portion of the sales tax dollars? Every month, whatever came in to the sales tax, a third of that went into a fund to fund for streets. So whatever that number was, 33% of it went into a fund and every month, and that built up the street reserve fund. Those are options for you guys. What I would say is, when you're looking at your revenues and stuff like that and you're balancing your budget, if those are something you want to do, we need to start doing it now. Because 33% of that number, yeah, $1 million overall sounds like a big number, but what we learned there is that's one stretch of a street.
It's a very,
Yeah, exactly.
especially when you're dealing with drainage at the same time, that eats
So-
into that very quickly.
Like, I mean, I don't know, this is a question for you, but like with that IOSH's thing, could we not do that with them? As far as,
Yes, we can.
like, if they pay a portion? and-
Yes.
Absolutely, and that option has been presented, and she wasn't here.
She's not having it. Not at all.
So that was brought up. But, okay, so anything for streets right now, before we move on to parks?
No, on the works.
Parks Department. I'm gonna start off. Parks, we have pretty much the same thing as we had in streets. We've got a salary added in there. All the little incidentals that come with salary, social security, Medicare, that kind of stuff. And we do have Force Commission, expendable supplies in there, that is toilet paper, paper towel, that kind of stuff for actually the bathrooms at the park. And we used to pull a weed killer out of there, but seeing as we lost our guy with his weed control license, until I can get somebody back with that, we're not spending that right now, but we definitely need to get back to spraying. We'll cut down on maintenance. Health insurance, our R&M, we left at $30,000. Last year we spent about 15 on lights alone. I'm just getting those covered. This year was about another 5 on lights. And we're currently getting the bathrooms repaired and stuff, so I figured about 30,000.
You're doing what?
Getting the bathrooms repaired out there, and
Did you ever call Randy Foster or whoever that was in Hillsborough?
I gotta slot them down yet to see about getting new stuff.
So I want to make a point here. There's been a lot of question about the city's portion of what we do at the park. One of the biggest things here is the lights. And if you go into your expended revenue, we budgeted $3,200 this past year for lights out there, and it's sitting at $5,600. We are 175% over budget based off the lights and utilities at that park. That comes straight out of taxpayers' money. That's straight out of the budget. That's something we pay for. Which is one of the reasons that you'll see that the utilities has gone up in this budget, is to account for the extra lights. And also putting an extra little bit of money into the repairs and maintenance for stuff outside of what the Youth Association or the WWFL, I guess is their name now, the city has an agreement between us and the WWFL as what they're responsible for and what we're responsible for. It's a consideration for them to be able to use the park as a nonprofit. We were able to negotiate that last year, year before last maybe, finally, because there's never been anything in writing as to the responsibilities of both parties. It's always been on a handshake and he said, she said. So that's where a lot of the get mixed up gets on the park, is who's responsible for
I
what.
was gonna ask
Yes.
if we could post that on the website so people can see what's going on.
It's a legal document, so yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Should be able to.
But I don't know where the disconnect is, Mr. Corson, I don't know where the disconnect either, because we clearly have it written out and then articulated. I think there's just a lot of misconception as to what's going on between the two organizations.
She said.
Well, it's not even
Even
unexpected to know that sometimes people within an organization don't even realize what the organization does.
Absolutely.
So-
even coaching out there, people think lights are free and everything else, and
Yeah, there's a big expenditure when it comes to that on behalf of
And
the
they don't
city.
understand how many times those bathrooms out there have been vandalized in the last year. We can't even keep the bathrooms.
No. How many times Billy and I have gone out there and mowed?
Exactly.
But anyway, so yes, we have increased the parks budget based off putting somebody in there to hopefully work more in the park area. We obviously know that parks is an expanding thing in this city that a lot of the citizens have requested multiple times that we address. So that's when Chris has expanded his budget here. Any questions or comments about parks?
So that's your total 89,684?
Yes.
I'd even ask if we could post the Army Corps of Engineer maintenance agreement. Just throw them all up there, and when people say, hey, you say there.
Core lease. Core lease.
Is there a maintenance agreement? There's
Oh,
some sort of,
yeah.
yeah.
Okay, so parks, 89, 684.
What is it?
89,684.22.
All right, that takes care of the general fund side, right?
Yes.
Okay, let's let Robert get back up here so we can talk about fire and ambulance, and that'll wrap up general fund.
You want this?
Robert, we kind of ran down the fire side. I think, is everybody comfortable with the fire? Did y'all have questions for Mr. Matthews about the fire? Okay, I need to make an adjustment here real quick. Y'all go ahead and talk, and I'm gonna.
So Billy, I'd like to make some comments before you step away from, before you get away from general funds. One of the things that we have never covered in our budget, and we still don't have it in the budget, is computer equipment. So you'll find no cost for computer equipment or maintaining computer equipment anywhere. When I got here, our newest machine was over 6 years old. Our oldest one was in the double digits. Our server was over 8 years old. This city cannot afford to let that happen here. Billy and I have discussed it, and we want to look at a lease program. But even to get into a lease program means we're gonna have expenditures that are gonna be coming in. That needs to be done sooner or later. So the new machines that we have, if you go by industry standards, laptops get replaced every 3 years. Desktops get replaced every 5 years. We're at our 3-year mark. So the city needs to start a program, and the expectation is that Toto Verde will get into this a lot because the lease would go through them. But that needs to start, and we need to start. I would recommend, if not a third of your devices getting refreshed every year, go to a fifth and run it out over 5 years. But it needs to get started sooner rather than later. We're already seeing a few problems, nothing major. There are problems that can be dealt with, but as time goes by, especially the laptops, and we have a lot of what I call the ruggedized laptops that are being used by PD, by the fire department, by EMS. And guys,
They get
that's
mishandled.
hard on the machine. That is hard on the
They don't
machine.
even like
They need to be, we really need to look at those. We've had one at PD and one at EMS that I basically had to rebuild. So we need to start taking that into account somewhere in our general fund. However you guys might try to do it. But it needs to be started. I'll get off my soapbox.
We're gonna need to make some adjustments in our ambulance, spreadsheet we worked on yesterday, because, the salaries figured here are not based off of the 3% increase. Alright, you wanna talk about how we have the salaries broke down, Robert?
Yes, sir. So, as breaking down the salaries, I looked at, we've got 3 full-timers, and the rest of the time is actually filled with part-time spots.
Do you have extra copies of this to give to the council? Because I don't have the spreadsheet
I
version.
was like, where's that at? 'Cause I was wondering.
Still not right. Vicky, you good?
I'm good, sir.
Sorry, y'all. So, just so you know, last year we cut all, or recently this year when we did the audit, we cut overtime out because it was being abused. This budget that we're going to be presenting also includes zero overtime. Because you know why? Because we made it work. So, no overtime will be budgeted for our annual
No
service.
overtime.
Very
None.
Robert has done a phenomenal job.
He has. He has cracked the whip.
Thank you.
We also
Yeah,
have
there's no-
reduced one full-time employee, so we now only have 3.
All right, so,
So we've reduced one full-time employee, we only have 3 on the payroll now.
so the first column, if you see there, is what we budgeted. I actually forgot to put in the 3%. I apologize for that. I've done budgets a lot, but salary was just my first year ever doing salary, so it was a challenge. As you look at, as far as Megan's our full-time paramedic. She'll be making, with the 3% raise, 73,096. That's putting her at 106 every pay period.
Hours work.
Hours, yes.
I want a clarification there.
That's a good number.
Uh,
It's a good cut.
Veronica will be doing 80 hours a pay period, and hers comes up to 21,487. And then Fussell, he does 92 per pay period, and his comes out to 49,650. The remaining hours, so what I did is I take the 106 per pay period and the 96, those are my 2 medics. Take that, figure out the rest of the hours for the year, and that's how we get the paramedics. The remaining paramedics that'll be filling in that are part-time is 111,712. You see that the EMTs are a little bit higher. That's because Veronica's our only full-timer, so I took her hours out, put in what was for the rest of the year. And we've got some intermediates and we got some EMTs, so we just averaged the rate at 17 per hour, and that comes out to 135,177 for a total of 391,121. What we budgeted last year was 396,504, so we cut some money there. We do not have any overtime in this budget because we're going to limit them to their minimum. We'll fill in the rest of the hours with part-timers instead of letting them have full-time. The rest of it was social security and all that, we all figured that out. Any questions on the salary part?
We only have 3 full-time paramedics?
We got 2
Two
full-time
paramedics.
and 1 EMT.
Gotcha.
Veronica's the EMT.
So do you not fill?
Yes, ma'am.
A shift?
I fill shifts when they're open,
I got you. Okay.
but because I'm salaried into my department, so I just fill in.
Okay.
Hold on, how do you come up with Veronica's salary? Is it 21,000? That doesn't sound right.
It does sound low to me.
What's her hourly rate?
20?
2005,
And that's with the 3%?
that's what she's making right now.
Okay. So that's 2066 times 40 times 52. That's 42,970.
Yeah, I was gonna say, cause
All I show on my base salary through the payroll system, that's 41,712.
That's probably a number, I messed that one up. Sorry.
42,970. Okay, so hold on, we're gonna have to do some more refiguring here.
Like I said, salary was new for me this year.
Yeah.
That's also correct. 73,096 plus 42,973. So 49,615.
he's a paramedic too, right? Whistle?
So if he figures correct for the 72 hours that he works every 2 weeks, I got it at 48,204.
Okay, alright, so that's correct. Alright, so your new total salaries will be $412,608.
What did Veronica's change to?
With the 3%, 42,973.
I don't know where I messed up, sorry.
So Social Security will change to 31,611. And retirement will change to, because of Veronica and Megan, 73,096. That's 42,973 times 3.83%. Oh, also 73,096 plus 42,973 plus 49,650 times 3.83% will go up to 63,47.
Billy, while you're updating, if you want to do the IT, it's 13,645.15.
Chief, I really appreciate you for bringing that
13,645.
overtime into alignment.
15.
I
Yes, ma'am.
remember that was big topic last year.
Nightmare.
Nightmare.
Okay. I'm gonna cut some more now.
So our
Get
total.
the sickle back out.
Yeah.
How,
I
what was
just
that
love
total?
this.
The total for the budget?
Yeah.
Or as it stands right now, 555,311.
We gotta cut some money.
All right, Chief, or Robert, can you run down everything outside of employment type stuff with your R&M, your professional services, your contracted services, those types of things, so the council has an understanding of what's in each one of those?
Yeah, yes, sir. So on the,
Contracted services, we show $0. Is that correct?
contract services,
How do we pay that percent?
he's through
He's through professional.
professional development. So what we had, yeah, I think yeah, that should be 0.
The IT maintenance now contains Verizon, which was in utilities, right? Can you tell me what that number was? was so I can subtract it from this.
Verizon,
Sorry about that.
Verizon was 1594, 81,
1594.80 what?
81.
Is that for utilities?
Whoops. Okay. What's in?
Okay, so they had their annual maintenance on their, striker.
In
that
contracted?
The stretcher.
The stretcher,
Stretcher,
that's
yeah.
the word I was looking for, and they've got their water extension.
Okay, so
Where's Drunkard going?
Annual maintenance,
so does there need to be plugged into contracted services in here?
that or we can move it to dues and subscriptions.
What is it?
It's the maintenance on the stretcher from
How much is
Striker.
that?
It's 45.62 a year.
And we just-
400?
No, 4,562
Of course
a
it
year.
is.
Of course it is. You know those stretchers are cheap.
That one wasn't anyway.
I think we should put it here. 4,600?
I'm not even showing that.
Okay, fuel expense, utilities, we took Verizon out,
Okay,
and that's now in IT, R&M. Fuel expense, 8,000.
Go back up to your contracted services, they got a water dispenser also.
How much is that?
1,200.
A year?
Yeah.
It just keeps going up.
Take away that water dispenser. Take away the striker. Put them on one of them army
Just
cars.
blow on.
Fuel expense, 8,000.
yeah, fuel expense. Yeah, we bumped it up just $200 just because we were talking about fuels may go up. I will tell you that our call volume is definitely going up. I've seen it just since I've come on.
Just
and-
today.
Yeah, today. My medic has not even had a chance to come up here and do their daily work here because they've gone to Cleveland, they've gone to Waco. I mean, they've been catching calls left and right as well. So I do see an increase in call volumes. I've seen it since I've come in since November. And
I agree with that.
I think it's just going
And
to
the amount
continue.
of times that Carified is going level 0 is increasing exponentially.
I wonder why that is.
Because they only got
That's cover Johnson County.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, they're actually, but like today, they dropped down today, level 0 twice. They were level 1 with that truck that came to me. I'd have been here back sooner, but I had to wait till they finally arrived because of the two calls. So we just increased that, $200 because we're sitting right now on fuel expenses. We're at 85%, so we're kind of right on the mark with that.
Got what was last year's?
7,800.
So it's pretty close.
Yeah. So, auto expenses, we kept it. I wanted to bump it, but I got told no.
We did move it up from 10,000 to 15,000 because there's gonna be some expected, maintenance issues,
Yeah.
with one of the ambulances because they don't run on gasoline, so.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah, so we increased that. Of course, auto expenses, you know, it's gonna be out there.
Can't even make stuff up.
can't make it
No,
up.
that one you can't, unfortunately. Professional services, this is where our medical director, and I'm gonna look at the QA stuff, see what's going on with QA, QI. I actually probably will take that over. So that can be a savings.
Yes, do it.
So,
How much do we pay him a year, a month?
1,200 a year. It's $200 a month. I mean, 1,200 a year.
For what?
That's gonna happen.
No, I'm sorry, 2,400 a year.
I was gonna say 200, that's 24.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah,
2,400.
so I will take over the QA, QI, which I'm already kind of doing anyway, so.
Congratulations, you just got that duty.
Thanks, Chief.
Yeah, anytime.
So that
Um,
reduced our professional services down to 6,000 a year, and that's what we pay the medical director.
Correct,
Yes,
500 a month.
Medical director is Dr. Smith.
Yes.
And do we also use him for like workers' comp and stuff like that, or do we have another clinic
a clinic out of Waco
Okay.
that's called Nova, that we send all of our work
Okay.
comp to.
And do we get like,
And they do it all, they file it, they do all the paperwork,
Good.
everything.
All right, dues and subscriptions.
Dues and subscriptions, that's gonna be our ESO. And the DH,
ESA is covered in the.
IT.
So I'm gonna take that out of here. All right, tell me everything that's in dues and subscription that's not included. Name off what you have, Robert, and I will make the adjustment here. ESO, you said?
ESO,
Okay, hold on, let me write that number down. So
says
that's
ESO EMS reporting system.
EMS reporting system?
Mhm. That's what it
That's
says.
ESA. He's just
Oh,
saying
okay.
the description, yeah.
All right, so that's 4350, okay?
And we got the Texas Department of Health
That's
certification. It's showing 64.
How much?
It shows 64.
$64?
Mhm.
It's for, license renewal, $64 for each person that has a license renewal.
So how many is that?
There should be 3 of them,
Are we? Okay.
yeah. Because it's our 3 full-timers that we pay for.
So that's how much, 60 what?
64 a year times 3.
Well, we are doing that.
4.
192?
Oh,
Okay.
for Robert would count too.
Oh, yeah.
Can't leave Robert
But
out.
the thing about it is, that's only every 4 years. So how would you do that?
64 times 4 is 256.
Take the number and divide it by 4.
Okay.
How many people are, well, I guess we need to know who renews when.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah, I'd have to get that.
because it's probably staggered already.
So you need to determine, and you need to tell me how many you need to renew
This
this
year?
budget year, and you
Okay.
need to budget that every year.
Oh, I forgot to mention, this is not something that's on y'all's radar, but our state licensing is up this year, so it's every 2 years.
Mhm.
So we're up this year, so we need to budget for that, and I think it's 800, I think, for the state licensing.
I don't know that offhand,
I think this one is.
So, what if we do this? We take the $64 a year, we have 4, we put 2 in this year's budget,
3.
4, we didn't include, so 4, and we put 2 in this year's budget, and then
Two.
maybe we don't have to do it next year, then,
Yeah, 'cause
I know that
I
mine's,
don't know.
Veronica just came up, she just paid, so she's good.
Well, that's
she's
3.
good for, I'm good for another,
There's 2. I like the way this is going.
so yeah, I guess just
Two
put
and
in for the 2.
Every 4 years?
Mhm.
So that's 128, so that's 928. All right, so we had
Hang on,
5,500 in dues and subscriptions,
You still have hot rack for 450,
450. Okay,
and then active
that'll
911.
be IT.
That's IT.
Okay, you take
And that would
259
be-
it.
136.
Clea, 250 a year.
Well, if that's the case, then all you would have would be hot rack and the 2 renewals and the state renewal.
And what is that?
Clea,
How much?
that's the laboratory program, it's 250 a year.
What's that?
Clea,
Well, that answers my question. So we had Clea and
That just not.
they had Clea in contracted services. Oh, no, that's Primrose.
huh?
What's Primrose?
Primo,
Primo.
that's water.
Okay, this is good. Where did I see Clea at?
Under, dues and subscriptions.
Okay, so dues and subscription went from 5,500 down to 1,628.
Nice.
Yeah.
Trainings?
100,000 more.
28 million.
Yeah.
Get all roads good.
Yeah.
Okay, what else we got? Trainings?
Training shouldn't have anything in it. We really don't have anything. One other big item that I've got on there is EMS supplies.
Yeah.
Then we went up on that due to call volume
Mhm.
and, right, did we go up? I don't remember. Yeah, we went up $2,000.
Does that come back in the, ambulance? Do we charge our customers for that, our patients for that?
I don't think they have an itemized bill.
No, they just do a flat rate for ALS and BLS. And
Oh.
which, That's another thing, I've been working on, make sure that we get all the proper insurance information and stuff to Emergicon so they can get faster returns.
Okay.
All right, so let's run some numbers. Anybody have any questions, concerns, comments about the EMS budget before we run the totals?
Run them down.
Run them down.
$740,901, $76,459, $32,250, $813,549 34 $9,000, $158,527 62, $129,380, $112.
Keep going.
All right, 89, 684, 22, 553, 244. Gives us a grand total of $2,715,846.52.
That's for EMS.
Oh, no, that's for
That's
everybody.
Oh, okay. Are you kidding me? I was like, whoa.
If you only knew.
Oh, my Lanza. Say that number
We need to
again.
make up $60,596 somewhere.
$2,715,846.52.
What's that percentage? What was the number? If we calculate the percentage? Like just, what percent are we off? You see what I'm saying?
You mean
Like,
budget
if-
shortfall?
if we
So we're
were-
down 60,000, we're over 60,000.
No, we need- yeah, we
Yeah,
need
we can
So
make up
one thing
60,000.
that I think we need to do, Billy, is we need to go in and rationalize the numbers with everything that's being moved over into IT, because I think there could be some duplications.
Over, what was the difference, 61?
$60,596.52.
But I would
Okay, well, so
also
y'all
tell
gonna
you,
give a percentage of your paycheck.
Hold on, let's figure out where we're at here.
So,
So, let's go back to the very beginning and make sure all the IT numbers jive. What Ben's saying is there could be duplicates based off of the numbers that we put in, IT and R&M versus contracted services and that such.
utilities,
So, utilities.
I mean, it could be.
So, admin,
24,207 is what's on our list.
this says 26,164. What do I have?
You have the newest version.
Oh, Dark Trace isn't in there.
Yeah.
Been-
Okay, so
Is it
that's
a
the
newer
screw up, because I ate all that in admin. So, 2,6,164.
I mean, if you look at just
Well, that's gonna
going
make
into IT.
$13,000.
On the budget that you've got 44,000.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I put all Dark Trace into ours yesterday.
Oh.
So that took admin's budget down to 722, 858, 61. Can you make sure our utilities is correct, with the, cell phones and stuff coming out?
well, I do want to cook these right now.
Well, I'm not supposed to be eating them
I was gonna say, that's what I'm that's my balance of it.
So we don't do this team here anymore.
Well, which one? No, which high school?
I did, I loved it.
I could see you in that period, did you?
Thank you for saying that.
What's some of it was, you know,
I wasn't gonna tell you that much
Oh,
money.
wow.
I mean, it wasn't that bad, but I
I
just,
started in 93, I picked up some of
You
them.
could do that.
I could do that myself. 65 bucks for blue jean jackets.
I bought one in, I bought for like $15 a little boutique. That was the same one I won't pay him.
It's so cute though. My sister and I are going to first go Tuesday. We're so excited.
You'll love it.
Oh, very good. Yeah.
We're gonna go on,
No, maybe one, two
Princess.
more blocks.
That's what our last two trips was. Loved it.
My friends are there now.
Oh, like Alaska.
I'm actually kidding.
Where'd they go?
Yesterday.
Utilities.
What are you doing?
I mean, I told them I would check on the hot tub for them while they're gone.
So,
Let me know when you
what are we
do.
gonna do? I mean, just bare bones utilities. Windstream's
Yeah, I'll
no
go
longer
with
a
you.
thing.
Right, because I'm trying to get an idea of what we're taking off of
Be good on my bones.
compared to what we budgeted, that's where I was at on that.
So it looks like we can reduce utilities quite a bit.
At least about 10.
So what is, cell phones, are they still in there?
Verizon, yeah, they're running Verizon cell bill 566.52.
But that's now an IT.
Mm-hmm.
So give me a number with all of those removed. With Windstream out of the equation.
Uh-huh.
So with the
Cell phones out of the
Verizon,
equation.
the Verizon total was 15,548. 15,548 for the year, if that helps. I'm sorry, 15,549.36.
Big old migraines coming up.
Why don't you do it?
I'm feeling the concert.
Did it?
If it only that hard, that easy.
Rubbing, it worked for you?
Nope, didn't work.
So just in Windstream alone, 10,000 is what we paid just this year.
So what do I need to plug into utilities for next year? What are we going to be paying?
I would say 17,000.
What, and that's gonna consist of what?
Electric,
That's gonna consist of Reliant
Okay,
and Vive Internet.
no, Vice
And
going
Atlas-
into IT.
Oh, it is?
and hasn't been factored
It hasn't
in
been
there.
in there, it's not in there yet, but
Okay,
it,
so Atlas and Reliant then, that's
Okay,
it.
and how much is that gonna cost?
Times 12, it's 1,800 for Atlas because that's, it doesn't get any much higher than that. And then Reliant. Levy 4.
Sweet.
Okay, so that brings the grand total now for admin to 706, 391, 61.
You just took it, that's 16,000 right there.
Well, it went from one department to another, to a different.
I know, good in my head, yeah, 16,000.
Okay,
Where's the cups? Yeah, exactly.
all right, municipal court, let's go to that one next. Let's make sure that there's nothing
bare bones.
It's very bare bones.
And we're going down the list here. We're gonna find it all.
Like I said, it's a good one.
I see repairs and maintenance, I mean, what's in that one?
Hold on, I gotta copy and paste this into these
Surgeries.
Slow down here, bro.
I just got him fired. I'm just kidding. I was like,
They're hiring a public
y'all think I'd be that calm? I would not be that calm.
How long have you worked for them?
Almost 11 years. But I was one of those 25 years and got laid off business. Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
For my prior job.
Yeah.
But that was one that provided car,
Okay,
gas.
so there are no utilities in here to take anything out of, so
Can't pay that.
IT,
It's not
R
like
and
that
M,
anywhere
and that's
anymore.
it, that is what it is, right?
Yeah.
So municipal court, this shows an estimated cost of 14,
Yeah. And it's 11 on here.
oh, we just went up a bit.
Uh-oh.
Okay. So municipal court now has a total of 80, 36, 23. All right. Community development,
All that's there is utilities.
yeah, that didn't change at all. 706, 391, 80,136. Community development is 32,250. All right, police department. We need to go through that one to find.
Yeah, we did, I'm gonna do it.
Because they have a lot of IT stuff, so we're probably got stuff in multiple accounts here. All right, utilities. I have utilities at 14,000. What's in PD's utilities? Elementary school, sit in one of those school chairs. Pop my back.
Stand
know
up
what I'm
and
talking
stretch.
about?
Yeah.
Did three.
Yeah.
Did Jackson start school yet?
Tomorrow. Carla had her last senior, or her
First senior?
first senior event last night. Mom was all boo-hoo.
They've
It
got
will fly by.
They
Fly
got
by.
Reliant and Atmos,
Okay,
because we're taking out Windstream.
so what's the number? So when these bills get paid, it's gonna be critical that everybody understands that what's coming out of what now.
But I think the way we've got it documented, it'll be a lot easier to.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, before, when we first started this 2 years ago, it's like, holy moly, what is this? I'm trying to get it straight.
Yeah, it's improved just in the time that I've been here.
Yeah. Just seen it 2 years ago.
I need a steak.
Hey,
I'm gonna make everybody hungry.
Thanks.
are you cooking?
They were
We're
eating
gonna do
cookies
that.
and crackers all morning, that'd be.
I got a piece of pizza left over in my refrigerator, I'm just ready for right now.
We still haven't even touched the water, it's not here.
I eat leftover pizza cold even.
Me too,
We
I,
really, I don't know about that one.
so, I've
inside those three items is 7384.56.
73,8456. Whoa, not 72,000. 73,485.
7384.56.
Golly, I've been seeing numbers too long.
That happens.
Okay, and so that means, let's make sure the IT number's correct. No. Nowhere close.
It's gonna go up.
A lot.
Don't even fall.
869. Ten. 34. 92. All right, animal control code enforcement's not gonna change. Library.
Present. Utilities and IT.
We changed that though.
We did. Ben, did you have an update for IT? We ended up with 10,000 change with the VIBE
Oh,
discount.
uh,
Is that on that sheet?
so, it's,
Fire department, because we changed the library earlier.
And we just wanted to double check the
Yeah.
VIBE because the VIBE discount of 80%.
We don't have any Vive
yeah,
budget
we don't
in
have,
this at all.
the VI's not in there yet.
So that's-
We've got-
So that will go
We're
Yeah.
up.
gonna go up, so we're gonna have to create a cushion somewhere.
Okay.
Fire department, that one?
Did y'all take Verizon out of the fire department,
No,
utilities?
no, there's, two, yours and Chief's.
Okay, fire department utilities.
Oh, out of utilities, sorry. I thought, okay, I got what you mean now.
What utilities would the fire department have? Oh, you brought it for lunch? Oh my goodness, a whole other liter.
Why did you only bring one of those?
I did not brought
No,
one
it's
for
for
everybody.
everybody. We like Sonic.
Cherry lemonade, please.
Happy hour.
Amy, if you're gonna bring this, you
Cell
can bring it
phone,
up for
they remember
everybody.
that?
You
So
know,
that's it, right?
Yep.
you want some Coke? I'll try the Coke. That's what I'm living on, you know, I'm in Bird Nectar.
I lost 5 pounds just from deleting Dr. Pepper from my diet. Cause I would drink like 3 or 4 a day.
With
I
that
would stop
station,
drinking like
oh.
once a week.
Yeah, if I'd stopped drinking this, I'd, you know, drop a good 20 pounds in a month, but
Who wants to do that?
me, I'm apparently not that motivated.
Me, but I still gotta have my chocolate. That's my stressor for the work.
Okay, fire department.
On the 24th, we're not starting till 1, right?
26.
26, yeah. Yeah.
So
Tuesday.
typically what happens
1 o'clock.
is, that usually doesn't take as long, but
Right.
streets. streets utilities has 0 in it, so there's nothing there. IT, R&M, there's nothing. So, that one shouldn't change. Give y'all some numbers here in just a second once we get this all ironed out. So, streets should not change. Where the hell is streets?
Swap it around for a minute, for that
Stretch.
O2 is.
Parks doesn't have any IT maintenance or utilities in it outside of the, so parks should remain the same. Okay, ambulance, that's one that's probably gonna need some moving around. So what's in ambulances utilities?
Hang on, I'll get there real quick.
I was going across on the numbers.
Electric, I got cell phone. Do I?
That moves IT.
Got the hotspot.
Those will all be under IT.
Why do they have hotspots on all of them? Why do we have hotspots on phones? I suppose it's
These are
just-
individual hard hotspots, like not just the phone. So PD has them and ambulance has them for the, I think it's a life pack thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we actually have one in the ambulance since they went to new Pulsera documentation.
Gotcha.
Okay, so if, just for the TV and the cellular TV that they have dish and the, electricity, I'm showing $4,400 total. It's 3,300 and some change.
I did not move, hold on, I did not move the ambulance service over here. I did not copy and paste that earlier. Okay, so IT repairs and maintenance will go up to 13,414, and utilities goes, I have 39,0519 in here.
$4,300 and 56 cents. So 4301 and 4391.
She need it now? Let me see if those guys are still looking on to.
Oh, what? I was gonna say.
Alright, so we have a $34,000 deficit we still need to find somewhere.
Hey, we got better. That's 16,000. I told you that was 16,000.
Alright, where do y'all wanna start? That was the hard part.
Okay.
So really, we can go ahead and draw 5,020.73. That'll be the team viewer and the sonic wall that we're expecting Toto to replace.
It wasn't even factored in here on this one, it's cut out.
Yeah, no, it's all in there.
It's line through.
It's lined through, but the totals included. Yeah, I marked them so that we wouldn't forget them, but they're actually in the total calculation, so we can go ahead and reduce it, and I'll go ahead and remove them from the worksheet.
Can you just do that real quick and then just tell me what the totals are? That'll save me a tremendous amount of time.
Yeah.
Ooh, what's the deficit? I mean, what are the numbers? I didn't catch that a moment ago. The
So
total.
the sonic wall and the antivirus malwarebytes that we use, the sonic wall was replaced by Vive. They now do our firewall on their side of the network. And TeamViewer, which is the tool that I use to maintain, will be replaced by Toto to use theirs. So we're basically zeroing those out.
Deficit right now, 34,000.
34.
34,641.21 to be exact.
Okay, so you want the
Hold on, give me admin.
admin.
Hold on, let me go up to the top. I'll go down the line with you, okay?
Alright. Admin is 24,983.26.
Alright, Sue for 389?
983.26.
93. Okay. I got Public Works Streets next.
Public Works Street. I don't break out Public Works. I have a total.
That's fine, that's, underwater, so I don't need that one yet. Police Department?
Police Department is 20687.67.
20687.67, okay. And then the next one I have is Fire Department.
Fire Department is 12297.78.
12297.78.
Yep.
And the next one I have is Parks, which does not have any. Library.
Library is 958816.
Community Development, Ambulance Service.
1334982.
Okay. Municipal Court.
1459389.
Alright, that's it for now. Alright. Let's run those numbers. So, 705. Everybody with us? Y'all tracking? Everybody good?
I'm good, you good?
I'm good here. I'm happy that we're only at 30 something, not 480.
Oh,
like we were
no,
last
shit.
year.
Last year. Oh, my
I was
gosh.
about to lose my mind last year.
Yeah. Yeah, that's rough.
tell y'all earlier the revenue side was? 2 million what?
I wrote it down.
I got it right.
Two,
It was the 2,655,000.
250.
$30,000 deficit. Okay.
Is this in total, or do we still have a section to go through?
This is it. This is, well, no, this is what it is with the general fund expenses versus revenue.
Water, so. That's what he said.
So, I know where,
What is,
I know what
what is that, what is all in the repairs and maintenance under the admin side?
that's what I'm saying. We're used to do one unit this year and one next. So how much is the repair on that? 7,500? How much was it? 7,800. Do y'all remember what the unit was? So 8,000. So that takes $10,000 off right there. So we're only replacing one of the units here instead of two. So we can do one this year and one next year. So that brings the total for admin down to $695.
Does that not increase the electric bill? Running those older units that aren't efficient?
I was
Not-
thinking the newer ones are more
It's not gonna
efficient.
offset $7,800.
The electric bill on this one?
I don't know.
No, it's not a.
I don't think it's a offset with, replacing one's gonna be a big deal.
That's a big difference. So I had a couple of things I was going through and looking at, from library perspective, that I think that I can work through.
I'm better on paper.
Me too.
Okay, just because it's easier to see it all at once.
Hang on a second. Hang on, we're gonna make.
Amazon Basics.
We're gonna make some more adjustments in the admin.
Okay, sorry, I thought we were ready.
We're going to keep our professional services at 110,000. That's what we budgeted this year. We'll just have to make some adjustments on that.
Yeah.
So, Billy, I would recommend that we adjust the SCADA upgrade.
That's in the water. We're not even touching that one yet.
It's in IT.
In their water budget though. We're just talking general fund.
Okay. Okay, we got a problem then. Because it's in everything right now. No, I'm sorry. No, that's just goes to, sorry. Ignore me.
Hey, don't give us a heart attack over here, man.
The blood sugar's starting to take effect on everybody.
Right?
I think so, yeah.
Not all of us.
Yeah, we got diabetes over there. All right, so
Now we're at.
we just took $20,000 off that.
So we're down to 10? Yes.
So we're at $10,000, $654.16.
That's
Chrissy?
so much easier than last year.
How many dollars do you need?
$10,654.16.
Well, that's, they don't quite
I don't think it
have
can
that.
all come from you. We're gonna need to look at some other areas.
So,
Well, if we haven't touched water yet, let's go over there.
We can't. It's a general. It's a different source of revenue. Expenditures and revenue have to come out of the
Yeah.
same.
Yeah.
We do a little on streets are done.
What you got, Robert? What can you do?
Alright,
As much as I don't want to.
No.
On, I said, I'm looking at this.
Ambulance?
No, more on the fire side.
Okay.
What did we budget for repair and maintenance on the fire side? Was it 20?
Billy, I got 50,
Yeah, I'll follow.
5,500 for you.
We're at,
Fund you, I applied it to
Hang on.
admin.
It was 2K.
Yeah,
and to-
2,000.
Okay, so, yeah, 54, 98, 72. Fund view is 100% out of municipal courts now, and not in admin at all.
so what is
But that is
the,
admin. Oh, that, never mind.
what is the IT, budget for,
For
admin,
municipal court.
for admin look like
Admin,
with that removed?
19484.54.
Okay.
Wow. Where we at now, Bill?
Hang on. Alright.
One thing we did.
I'm starting to get cold now, Vicky.
She should be able to. Is she over there?
She just asked me.
Yeah, just tell them that she's there for a ride, or it's very crowded in that garage, because I have the whole office in that garage. So she'll have to jump through the obstacle course, they may need to.
Oh,
help
she's
her.
used to that. You should see it in there right now.
What are y'all doing down there?
Repainting,
Better get turned.
changing them, no permits needed. Nothing that requires a permit, cause I already made sure of that.
Kill myself.
I said, if there's a permit, you better go get it.
That's right.
That can't be right. I show we need to make up $10,000 still.
What?
What?
That can't be right.
Let me add this up. Give me the calculator. Give me that 10 key.
Tell her she gets down there, she needs help, I'll go down there and help her right quick. Oh, listen, Chris. Just kidding.
Negative, Mayor, we're in the middle of a meeting.
I'll send Chris.
Okay, so IT repair and maintenance now should be 1948454.
1948454, yes, sir.
Alright, what you got, Robert?
What did we put in for repair and maintenance?
2,000.
2,000, okay, what about, so I'm thinking, where was it? On the, auto expense, I'm trying to find it.
In where? Which department? Fire?
Fire.
Okay.
We had 20,000. I think we could probably drop that down with the new trucks to 15. That would give you 5,000 there. Cause we're going, look like we've only spent about 5,000 so far.
Alright, don't let them be the only ones, let's keep on cutting. Then we don't have to do the voter approval rate, we don't have to have a meeting.
Now you. I was trying to help you.
Thank you, that did help.
Okay, so I have a question about the COLA increases. If you do those, is there any flexibility in that? And here's the reason I ask. Because instead of my taking the COLA increase for the director position, I would like to use $520 of that to fund the raise for the staffer. So that would adjust the salary to 98,000. I did that calculation right? Is there a problem with that? Is that, I don't know if there's rules. Are there rules about COLA increases?
Guidelines.
Thank you. In that case, so we'd adjust it there, and then, where else did I have a highlight? I have highlights. The $1,000 in maintenance for light bulbs and repair, I can see if I can fund that from another source. So take $1,000 out of that. You should see utilities. Did we have utilities at 7927 in this spreadsheet?
Where's that at? I don't see it.
Where's the library? Hold on,
Hang
he's
on.
on his way. He's on his way.
I wanna see Christie's sheet. Hers was
It's a
pretty-
mess right now.
We're under budget.
No way. Are you kidding?
Wait a minute, I'm not done taking money away.
Let's do it. Take some more off there.
You better save some of that. when we're gonna
We
be-
are, $140 under budget.
What'd you do?
Go ahead, Christie, that won't last long.
Yeah. Okay,
Okay.
hold on, let me go back up to library.
Plug them numbers in, sir. Let's make sure.
Okay, so what do you want to change the, salaries to?
98,000. I'd like to reduce the COLA increase at the director position by $520 to fund the staffer increase.
You sure you wanna do that?
100%.
Okay.
I
That's
can't
very
survive
clever.
without the
It
staffer.
is. That's
I cannot
awesome.
survive without her.
You did a
And she
good
needs to be
start.
appropriately
And what else?
taken care of. And then
R&M?
R&M, turn that to 0, please. And what do you have for utilities? Okay, that number is right in utilities. And under,
No idea why it's green.
I was wondering, I was gonna ask you that.
I think because you had updated it, so you marked it as updated. Then for dues and subscriptions, the Apollo Biblionics software is a necessary cost, and I don't have time, I don't believe, to find a funding source for that I can be guaranteed. So that needs to stay. However, the CTLS membership, we do not have an extremely large request or even a significantly documented request for large print, and I can work to get that funded from another source. And TechShare, we have Hillsborough that we can partner with, so let's take that number to, let me scroll over here. I think 1256. What do I have it at? Too much scrolling, guys. Yeah, take that number down to 1256.34 to cover the basics. Okay, you got that one?
Yep.
And then I believe the last one here is library books. So in library books, I would like to reduce library books to $4,000. And by way of explanation, I want to do that because a portion of that is a program called Automatically Yours. And that is the book distributor. You put a list of authors on there. This list is extremely long. I mean, there's tons of authors on there. It needs to be pared down to those bare minimum, super popular, always asked for authors. So that adjustment can happen through that program.
So that makes that 4,000 instead of 6?
Yes, correct. 4,000 instead of 6. And then this one, I think I could also handle. We can do for this year, with the caveat that I would like to come back next year and maybe discuss this again, of course, is the children's programs. I think I can easily fund those out of the Friends of the Library. It's $700 a year from this fund, and I think that's something that I can ask for the Friends of the Library for.
0.
They're already 0. They're already supplementing lots of things. So that was the one I hate to give up the most. but I can if necessary.
I would be willing to ask for donations to the Friends for Children's programs.
I think we
I'm gonna hold you to that.
I would be willing. Write me up a little flyer and I'll take it around block walking.
Done. Okay, that's what I have.
We're gonna be serious about this. All right, Chris, what do you got? While we're here.
We could probably knock a couple off on the streets already if we had to.
Well, I think streets is probably one of the areas that we need to keep funds there.
Yeah.
That and parks, okay.
What about parks R&M, bumping that up to 30,000? I know that, again, that's been a point of contention for our citizens for a while. What did we budget last year? 15,000?
25, I think.
Oh.
Which we can, 25 if we find deals.
Parts and maintenance, repair maintenance and parts,
Yeah, what did we budget last year?
18,000.
We budgeted 18,000 last
It's
year.
required.
That, we don't have a number. It's
It's
just,
just
yeah.
do the thing.
Exactly.
It's whatever work we have to do.
And typically it's Monday crap. It's more of the electric and the plumbing and stuff with the.
Court fines.
But what's utilities? Just,
Utilities is in the parks, is that what you're referring to? Utilities is the lights and all that out there.
okay, so I'm getting confused with repairs and utilities there.
Repairs and maintenance would be more of,
Replacing broken fixtures. and
fixing the bathrooms every time they're vandalized.
Replacing light bulbs.
Utilities is just paying the light bill. And we did go up on that a little bit in this budget based off what we spent, but what, can you take the, expenditure for parks utilities divided by 10, multiplied by 12? I think we're gonna be over 7,500 if we do that.
Parts, utilities, what we spent.
Did we change certification day in streets?
Yeah.
We dropped it, okay.
67,3102.
All right. Ready to run some numbers with me? 6, 7, 9, 7, 11, 54. Whoa, not run. 111,559. 809,653, 57. 132,277, 78. 88684, 22. 152,663, 28. 32,250. 553,343, 82. 79840, 89. 9,000. Yep. We come up with
2648, 98410.
What did I tell you all our revenue was?
When, 2,655,250.
So we're $6,265.90 to the good.
Pretty close.
That's better than that 10 cents we had last year, or whatever.
So I say
2. So we have a surplus right now of $6,000, $265.90.
Woo-hoo. But just to recap, the revenue is based on,
Your estimations. That's also based on the appraisal, voter approval rate for tax revenue.
so we're still not lowering taxes.
Yep. Last year's tax rate was 0.6505, and this rate will be 0.6137.
So it's
But
lower.
compared to the no new revenue rate,
No, it's a higher,
yeah, that's an increase.
you're gonna need to cut $74,000 more dollars if you wanna have that rate.
Yeah.
So, what we're gonna like to do, council, is while we're here,
I'm game for cutting, but that's me. And I know I don't have a majority on that.
so let me see real quick, let me do an estimate.
You mean try to cut down $70,000 more?
Yep. We've got a lot of people that just can't afford it.
No, I know. I work 2 jobs, 2.5 jobs. I work for free. Well, I mean, I do this for free, but I work 2.5 other jobs.
If we've already said that we're gonna do the voter approval rate, but we decide, the council decides to adopt the rate, because we have to propose that at this next meeting, if they decide to propose the no new revenue rate, we don't have to have a meeting.
I don't have to.
No, we can't, I'm just saying that we don't have, it changes the guidelines.
Right.
It changes a lot of it. The reason I say that, remember I told you all at the very beginning that I factored this property tax revenue based off of 95% return rate.
Right.
That's under our no new revenue rate. So if everybody paid their property taxes, we would come over that.
Yeah.
And nobody would get a tax rate increase. It would be the no new revenue rate.
What percentage of people do we have that don't pay their tax?
We've only collected 97%, so 3%.
Which adds up to how much in revenue? The 70 something?
Oh.
And do we know who those offenders are?
Well, we get it.
Absolutely, it's public record. Not me.
The deficit is right at 30 grand right now.
So that wouldn't make up the whole amount.
That's a large percentage.
Yes.
$95% of our no new revenue rate is $1,142,000. Look at what I plugged in. I think we could probably propose our no new revenue rate at the meeting, and we would just need to tweak some more little bitty numbers.
That would be nice.
I am reading that right. That's our number, right?
Are the folks that are not paying their taxes as due, all low income, or there's some moderate to high income?
We don't have that number, or that demographic information.
We know how many of them are commercial, homestead, or,
Yes,
Or
we do
not.
know that. And we did have a significant, because we did pass that, we had a lot cash in on that. Not as many as we expected.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, so here's what I'm change our revenue. So our property tax of 1,142,800.
And that gets us below the no new revenue?
That is the no new revenue
Revenue
rate.
right there.
That's 95% of it.
Okay.
Our no new revenue rate is $1,202,898. Take that and 95% of that, you come up with 1,000,001. So that gives us now a revenue rate of total. See, this has got water and sewer combined, so we're gonna have to break that out.
Which one are we for?
You good to go down?
Yep.
Should be good. All right, God. Ready, prepare a copy. $2,653,050.
That's what I got. 653, what?
2 million.
Yeah, I got that. $2,653,050.
$50. Let's try that again. Cause that's down
It
from
is
my
down.
number.
Yeah, it is down. It's down,
It's over.
yeah.
And it's probably the case of the
$2,100.
numbers.
Guess what? It still provides a balanced budget. Cause
Cause we were down, ahead $6,000. So that does put us still above.
I'd like to see a headline that shows we actually lowered the tax burden. I'm shooting for it. And that's the thing, the no new revenue rate is the baseline of what the residents are paying. And if we can lower that at all, that would be pretty amazing to deliver.
it gives us a budget surplus of $4,000 and $4,065. Even proposing the revenue
Found
rate.
it. I can't see. Oh, no. My deal has it.
But here's the thing, I'm not gonna say that's a surplus, because we
I
know
know.
Vive is not in there.
Right.
Okay, so we know Vive is gonna have to be plugged into IT, and that was what, 5,500?
I want to say that's, yeah,
So we were looking at potentially having a month,
a month.
so we're gonna have to find money somewhere. We're gonna need to find $62,000 somewhere.
62,000? We just went from 6,000 ahead to 62.
Yeah, because Vive's not plugged in.
Well, why didn't we do that?
That's why we have another meeting.
You
We've
all
got
are.
to firm these numbers up.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the thing, is I think by the way that constitutional, I'm not a lawyer, but we have to pass a balanced budget. We cannot balance our budget based off what's in reserves. So we have to find that somewhere.
So we gotta knock it down
Today or the
60,000.
next meeting?
As I mentioned earlier, what we decide today will be published and made available to the public on Monday for inspection. So
So if we can knock off $62,000 more, we can be done.
essentially,
Okay, what else y'all got? Chris, can you knock off any more?
tell me how many departments that,
Streets and
that,
bricks.
hold on a second, I think I've identified 5,500 right now. How many departments does that get spread apart? If it's 5,500 a month, take water out of the equation.
Take water, so, well, I mean, public works, so there's 7 departments that I look at, including public works. Now, how you,
That's gonna come out of water. Right, because the internet is all water stuff, essentially. So, we have 6 departments,
if you don't count public works.
so it's $5,500 a month times divided by. So it's $916 per department. I just had to click my pencil, I've used so much lead.
Not the library is cheaper, we're cheaper. Sounds the
I'm just doing an average.
Yeah.
So,
Which is nice to have.
I'm proud of it.
Yes.
so how much do we need to plug into each department? $916 a month, roughly?
For, you're talking for buy? If we assume that it's.
Outside of the library, because so essentially $11,000 a year. We're very close to making this happen, y'all. We just gotta figure out, tighten our belts.
We're gonna take the bullet and Jared up first. Put him back in water and sewer.
That'll do it.
Set what was that?
Is if we take Jared out of the parks department and put him back in the water, take all of the.
That leaves you a zero labor budget in perks, so. We've done it before.
That does it. All right, here we go.
So if we do, so you're looking at $9,428.57 per department for buy.
Hang on a second, man. Can you get on your laptop and start reworking the water right now, please? Put those other 2 employees back in. You need to go sit at my desk and do that.
And that is reducing yours at the library, Christie's.
Okay, thank you.
But for this conversation, we use the total.
Thank you.
So I think, what did you tell me the number was, Ben, for each department?
9428.57.
So I need to go add that much into each one of the IT's budget. Can you rework that worksheet real quick?
It's already done.
Okay, so tell me, let's run down this again. Tell me the IT for admin.
Admin, it's
28.
913
913
11.
11. Public Works Streets. Nothing. Police Department.
3011624.
I gotta find it. 30
116
116
24.
24. Fire Department.
21
21
726
726
36.
36. Parks doesn't have any.
11,473,88.
Ambulance,
22,778,39.
where that thing out over there? Municipal court,
24,022,46.
okay, and then, what's the public works water, or public works?
99,287,72.
Prepare for numbers.
Toby,
Six, eight, nine, 140, 11. One, 559. Eight, 19082 14. One, 41706 36. Three, 7250. 154549. 32250. 56277239. 8926946. 9,000. That's it.
2,646,578,46.
One, 800. 20,000. 75,000. 62,000. 8,000. 3,500. 995,000. 675,000. 75,000. 20,000. 225. 20,000.
20,000.
Okay.
265, 305,000.
All right, so that's our revenue.
6,471.54 surplus.
How much? 6,000.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going home. What you just witnessed was the no new revenue rate being proposed for a rate. And we have $6,000 surplus. So we can plug that $6,000 in if you guys would like, or we can finalize that.
I would recommend that we finalize this before you do that, because it's gonna eat that 6,000.
Finalize what, 05?
Yeah, well, we still got we've got some numbers in here that need to be looked at, so. Whitney Bowes, the new mailer, I don't have a number on it, so we need, that one's gonna come close.
So we're gonna leave this like this is, and then we will finalize what we have at the next meeting. Does that sound, the budget that will be proposed for public inspection will reflect these numbers with that proposed revenue and expenditures, and we can iron out the finite details at the next meeting. Does that sound, how does that sound?
I'm in favor of that, because I think we're all a little in a brain
Punch
fog.
drunk.
We haven't even
Brain
touched
fog.
water yet.
Yeah.
So,
Or at least I'll speak for myself, I quit using the word we, I'm in
I
a little bit
concur.
of brain fog at this point.
I concur.
okay, so, let me just give you a real quick rundown of where we were with water. Do you have the salaries plugged in with the new?
I got the salaries plugged in, I didn't do the social security Medicare yet. New salary is 342.
Hold on, whoa,
We have a surplus.
what
right now.
just happened?
Oh,
Oh, we.
With the no new revenue rate.
Yeah, no new revenue rate, we
What's the number line?
We've got gremlins.
Hackers.
all the difference.
All right, salaries, send it.
342, 726, 19.
342,726, what?
0.19.
Okay, overtime,
That was at 3%. Overtime was 8,000 that we put in there.
yep, that's gonna change because you have overtime in both of them.
I would add,
Yeah.
overtime out of there.
Oh, that
That's
was,
Longevity,
10,000. Longevity will stay the same, so there's only me and Mark
certification pay,
in there. Certification pay, I have 11,000. I looked at the one certification's like $1,040 per year per person.
so that needs to go down.
I could probably go down, yeah, probably 9,000 or more.
All right, so 342,726.19 plus 1,000 plus 900. All right, times 7.65%. That is 27,052.41. Workforce commission, that'll change since we brought 2 more over, right?
Yeah.
I think we had 250 for each one of those.
Yeah, I guess 250 each. Correct.
Everything else remains the same, correct? Oh, retirement. Retirement and healthcare.
Yeah.
So health insurance will go up. So how many employees will be in water now?
all of them.
All but one. We left one in the streets.
9?
So 850 times 9 times 12, that would go up to, whoa!
918.
And retirement, I gotta go back up and look at the salaries. 342, 726, 19 plus 10,000 plus 900 plus. Alright, and then that's times 3.83%. So retirement will be 13,543.89. Everything else remains the same, correct?
That, everything should stay the same.
Wow.
Our training won't change just because of that new school one looking at.
Alright. just copy and paste this. French toast.
That sounds good right
Anything.
think it's
SOS, man.
now. Colder in here now.
What just happened? I'm
Just
like,
getting lazy, sitting here, while it's dinner.
Exercises,
Yeah.
jumping jacks.
don't you cuss me like that? Exercise?
I know. Let me take another sip of
Alright, so,
I got a jacket up here.
The only jacket in the house.
without going item by item in the water, I do want to make a point to talk to you about an expenditure that's you're gonna see that's a large item in water. If you'll look right here, you'll see a transfer to debt service of $128,280. Now, what that is, what year was that bond taken out?
Originally 2006.
So the city got a 2006 water infrastructure bond. In 2006, they refinanced it in 2017.
Yeah.
And we have 2 payments left on that. We want to pay that off and save the interest. So that's what that 128,280 is right there, is that's paying that off.
And it probably would be cheaper.
And
than
yeah,
that.
that's not the payoff rate, that's just the 2 payments that we had left. So it'll probably be
Lower because you're paying it off.
So we want to save the city the interest and go ahead and pay that off. The reason is because we had a little bit of a surplus in water. So, again, like we talked about earlier, yeah, it's not the surplus we wanted, but if we can pay that off, that's a huge deal for us.
Yes.
And that would put the city debt at 0.
We have, yep, we have nothing.
0.
And that was a revenue bond, so it's not even factored into our INS. So,
Right.
That's your big expenditure in water. Everything else kind of stayed the same. We did go up quite a bit on repairs and maintenance in water this year because we have had, and we do know our aging infrastructure, so we're going to have to keep putting more in there. Again, we had money, we're putting it in there. So with the water, the way it is, not adjusting the water rates. Now, I'll tell you this, we did not factor in to this budget a payment to the wastewater plant yet because we don't know how much of that grant's gonna cover. Okay, so that's something you need, again, I'm planting that seed in your head that you need to plan for. So the plan was to put $1 million out of reserves down on that plant. And then we were gonna finance the rest,
How much do we have now in reserves?
a little over 2 million. But you gotta figure, the roads that we just paid for are coming out of that, over there. That 100 and whatever we just did for the master drainage plan is gonna come out of that. So, and then by our financial policy, we have to maintain a certain percent.
Right, we have to have a certain amount.
So, generally 60
Emergency,
working or 90 working days, of stuff. So, it sounds like there's a lot, but there truly isn't. But that money's there to hopefully pay a significant portion of cash towards that wastewater plant. Then we don't have to finance it. We raise the revenue rates, so even if we do finance it, the revenue should pay for that.
Right. And just by way of numbers, how much would it cost if we didn't make those payments, didn't pay that off? How much interest would we be?
I don't know the interest rate.
Okay.
I'd have to, do you have the packet real quick? We can look.
So,
And it doesn't necessarily need to be right now, but
Okay.
that'd be good to share
Sure.
with people, yeah.
So let's look at, real quick.
so I think as far as that payment is concerned, it's not technically coming out of the water sewer fund because there is that account that was set up that we transfer the money to, and then when the payment came due, it comes out of that account. That account has roughly 200 something in it. So we would actually be, whatever that was left over after that bond is paid for can technically be used against, for the water treatment plant.
I got you.
So,
Alright, so right now, as we worked out earlier, all of our expenditures to include the water, and this is in totality, okay, so this is the total number of expenditure, is $4,091,569.95.
And we're a little bitty town.
Our revenue, and this is where I'm saying that we still have a little bit of a surplus to play with in the water side. We obviously just worked out the general fund. Our grand total for estimated revenue, $4,208,550.
That gives us
About 100 and, just right off the bat, 180 something thousand
yeah,
in excess water sewer revenue that could potentially go to pay for that water plant.
yeah.
That's not tax money, I want to be clear, that's revenue with water and sewer sales that desperately needs to go to upgrading our infrastructure.
Yes, most definitely.
But again, I wanted to point out that historically, the city has utilized that money to balance the general fund, which is the wrong
Which
answer.
is not the way it's
No.
supposed to be at all.
We've stopped that. 2 years ago, we stopped that. Now you can see the fruition coming to light, having a surplus.
what was the pay on, what did we say on that bond?
185.
128.
128,280.
So if we, looking at the balance from that 2006 bond account, we would have roughly 110,000 left to be used towards the wastewater treatment.
Being a former water and sewer queen, this makes me so happy.
So that puts an additional 110 towards the plant.
And that's not even taking off the interest that's gonna come off of that payoff. So it's actually.
Yeah, that was actually the part that I was really
Interested
curious
in
about.
What,
was
how
what
much
the-
extra it would be, yeah.
Yeah.
How much are we actively avoiding when we do this?
And when I make the call to find out what the call amount is, they can tell me, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen,
We done?
that's a wrap. Unless you guys have input you want to continue with.
We've got till
I'm
5
happy,
o'clock.
happy,
I'm happy.
I'm glad that,
That last part really made me happy.
I'm glad this is my third one and the easiest one.
I think that we've come up with a system now that works. And I think that
For the less amount of stress that we have.
I agree that y'all have
last year was a
perfected it.
nightmare. Oh, I wouldn't
Yeah,
call it
last year
perfected by
was
any stretch of the
No.
imagination. Thank you to the department heads,
Yes,
Thank you so
yes,
your
yes.
concessions, and
Thank
your
you all for
willingness to
showing
work.
up and for the guidance.
Exactly.
Yeah, let's just.
Mayor, don't forget to officially adjourn.
Oh, yeah.
You must have
Ready to
generated
do that? During 324?
I can eat some food.
Some real food besides candy.
I have a couple of questions.
I think that was yours.
You gave me this.
Where is it? It was over here. I was trying to. Listen when you're at.
Sneak up.
So we just, yeah. You don't walk away from feeling good today. You're in the wrong mood.
Proud of all you know that here is too, huh? Why can't I be in it?
Because that's what I'm.
Because you get a raise.
Janice, connection to the, newspaper to get an ad in there for the.
Shannon?
Shannon is the one, yes. To get an ad in the paper for the.
Or leave out.
Okay, stopping this.